In this edition of Law Talk, we discuss add-on seating.
All right, next question that we're going to go over, and we get this one quite often, is I want to add a two-up seat to my quad, or I want, and we're trying to decide exactly what they call them, but we've pretty much decided that everybody calls them jumper seats. You know, the little small seat that you can mount in between the seats on your side-by-side, you know, for your kid to ride in. And we see this, like I said, the question comes up over and over again. You know, that, yeah, I added the two-up seat to my quad. It's not much different than the two-up quad that I could buy right from the dealership. You know, they look the same and all of that. And again, there are specific laws on both of these type of applications. And Sergeant Myers is going to cover those for us.
So, on any, either an ORV or a side-by-side, the law states that it has to be seating that came directly from the manufacturer. So anytime you add a seat, do something like that, that would be illegal and in a violation of the law, like the jump seat. And what most people do with adding seats is it increases the seating capacity of the machine they're riding. So on an ATV, you have on a quad, let's say it's a single seat person, they add the one that goes on the rack. What that really does is when you add that and get that other person on there, it really changes the behavior of the machine, actually puts the weight to the back because it's a short wheelbase, and then it makes it harder to steer. Whereas a two-up quad from the manufacturer has a longer wheelbase and it distributes that weight to the back of the machine, therefore keeping that front end down. Same thing with the RZR then, you go and put a jump seat in there, and it adds maybe a fifth passenger to that, so you've increased it and the ability of the seating. So that's the way the law reads.
Right, and you know, and let's really think about this. If you've got somebody riding on the back of your quad, or you're putting a small child in one of these jump seats in your side-by-side, I mean, obviously it's a loved one, or I would assume. Nobody's riding on the back of me on a quad that I really don't love.
Except for
you know, so, but, you know, so it's all about safety. You know, so like I said, again, I hope this answers the question, and then we'll move on.
And always, we haven't put this in before, but this is the ORV handbook. We're going to put a link on the back. This can be downloaded right to a phone on a PDF file, or you can pick one up at our office or some of the DNR field offices, so you can review. You really should be reviewing this yearly, just to see if there's any changes, and it does talk about these topics.
Right, and this book answers a lot of the questions that we get.